Alright you sons of bitches, do you wanna live forever? Let's lay the smackdown on this spider broad. They call me a madman for using a bunch of drunks to take her on, but we'll show them all. We ride to victory my drunken friends. We ride for honor. Let's get this party started. Attack you glorious AA dropouts. Show this big girl how we do things downtown. Uh-oh. Maybe I underestimated her. How could this fail? They were all drunk off of Cobra whiskey with Guinness tall boy chasers. They should have been invincible. Alright, so she really wants to test my patience. That's cool. This time I'm going in for reals, and with a pair of pants on. I'm using a line of sloths that I bred up. I have always sung the praises of these magnificent beasts throughout the game. I have prepped 19 sloths, 10 males and 9 females. Whenever going into a boss fight, always remember to bring in a good amount of both genders so you get the mate buff. This goes for any species and every boss fight. Of course, I tap the amount with my faithful Uti. This cheerleader of a creature is always needed in a boss fight. Never leave home without one. They all are pumped with health and melee so I can get the most out of them. Every tame I have is also wearing ascended saddles. Before going into a boss fight, always put these on your tames. Mastercraft is fair enough, but to be safe, hunt down as many ascended saddle blueprints of the creature that you want to use. You will need them to have as much armor rating as possible because alpha boss fights will hit like trucks, doesn't matter which one you are dealing with. Just readjusting a few. Always make sure your tames are in the teleport bubble. They can easily be left behind. You would need at minimum at least 12 to 15 sloths for this fight. Anything lower and you are risking losing the fight. Alright you fat bitch, you wanted to see my pimp hand? Well now you're going to get it across the face. Let's go my sloths, and show this girl not to cross a true threat. In all seriousness, the Broodmother is either easy or difficult depending on who you talk to. This all falls to how you prepare for her. If you come at her without considering her a threat, then she will wipe the floor with you and put you in her kitchen and make you make her a sandwich. I heard she prefers grilled cheese. People think that you can get by with a standard Rex loadout for this fight, especially if they take on the giant monkey man first. The game even states that the Broodmother is supposedly the easiest of the bosses and that you should take her on first. That's just an outright lie. You stand a 50-50 chance that you will win with Rexes, and this is only if you bred a very strong line. Even with ace saddles, the Broodmother is good about chunking down health in a matter of seconds. What makes her such a threat is her projectile attacks. The acid spit that she uses comes out like a long-range shotgun in a cone-like spread in front of her, and does massive amounts of damage. Add to that she has a similar attack but with webs that slow you down and still hit hard makes for a bad time for anything that doesn't have the health numbers and armor to mitigate this damage. She has melee attacks as well that pierce through targets. This means that even if you're standing behind 2 or 3 of your tames, if her leg reaches you, it will hit. Pretty much anything that this heifer does hits for AoE and is meant for multiple targets at once. I think the only attack she does that hits for one target is a bite-looking attack. I may be wrong and just didn't notice if the animation is something different, but just expect her to always hit everything in front of her in some way. Not only that, but this lady has her own harem, summoning standard but high-level spiders that you normally run into in artifact caves. If you had trouble dealing with them there, then you're going to have a worse time here since this fat queen only wants the best of the best around her. Their levels will range up to 700, so if she doesn't kill you or your tames, then her army of simp spiders will probably do the work for her. To add the last nail in this coffin of bad choices in your life, they all have the ability to inflict high amounts of torpor, essentially knocking out you and your tames in no time flat if you're not careful. Again, don't come into this fight underestimating it, because she has no problem showing you who the baddest bitch on the block is. So, despite everything I've said, why am I not worried about this fight? The sloths. They are your bread and butter to laying the smackdown on this living nightmare to women out there. The sloths can gain up to 4 different buffs for this fight that help turn the tide of it into your favor. The first is the one I mentioned earlier, the mate buff. The second is an imprint buff that you will be able to place on your line as you breed them up. I'm using clones mostly here, but it is something that you can utilize if you have more patience than me. Third, you have the UD Courage Roar buff. As said before, the UD is pretty much needed for every boss fight, especially alpha level ones, just for this buff alone. Finally, and most importantly, the sloths gain the insect killer buff whenever one kills any kind of bug. This means that those simps the Broodmother summons only serve to enrage whichever sloth kills them first. This enhances their melee for 2 minutes unless they kill another bug and reset the timer. Not only that, they are naturally tanky creatures. Give them an ascended saddle, and they become insanely hard to kill while dishing out tremendous amounts of damage. Just don't drag this fight out for too long. Despite everything the sloth brings to the table, if the Spider Queen ends up killing one, chances are the rest will start falling shortly behind. She has a way of doing a domino effect on your tames, so end this fight as quickly as possible. Really though, that's it. Just prep well for this fight, breed up a good line of sloths, and you will be fine. Don't try to overthink this fight, just win it, unlock your engrams, and collect your alpha trophy and move on. All in all though, you thought you were a strong independent Spider-Woman creature thing, that don't need no dragon to help them, but here you are, getting whipped by Sid the Sloth's family from Ice Age. Get out of my face bitch, here's Grandma to tell you what she thinks.
I'll bury you all and dance on your grave.
See you later you land whale, go be fat somewhere else. I'm going to mount your head on my wall as a testament to my boundless strength and glory. And here we plant the flag to show all that no spider bitch will keep me down. It was a good fight, but this man ain't no simp and will not be subscribing to your Twitch Thought channel anytime soon. Until next time, see you around.